But there is something about this bread. While he was on the cross, the Bible says while he was dying on the cross, one of the things, by the way, just a little bit of school for right at that point, you see, he did not just become Jesus only during that time. The name Jesus was common during those days. It was not Jesus Christ who was called Jesus only. There were so many others that were called Jesus as well. Of particular note was the man called Jesus, the Son of the Father, whom we normally know as Jesus Bar Abbas. He was also called Jesus. And Jesus Bar Abbas looked for disciples, but he was not the bread that was sent forth by the Father. He looked for disciples just like Jesus Christ had disciples, two of them close to him, Peter, James, and John, but particularly the two that were close to him. He also, Bar Abbas, looked for two other disciples to also go with him. He professed to be the Christ, and finally he was arrested. When he was arrested together with his two disciples. Fast forward the matter, Christ comes into the ploy, and the true Christ is revealed, and the false Christ is released. You didn't hear that one. The true Christ is revealed, the false Christ is released. And when he was released, his two other disciples remained also in jail to be nailed on the cross as well. And they went further and they were also nailed. The other one says to him, if you are Christ, if you are the bread, if you are the bread, save me today. Barcelona, I need us to go a step further. Don't just ask for bread for now. We need to have that daily bread. Not bread only for today, and tomorrow we don't know what we are going to eat. We ask for daily bread. And as he says to him, if you are Christ, I don't know if you know those prayers that say, God, if you are God. Luciferian prayers that say, if you are God, show up. If you have been praying like that, you need to change. You need to change the gears as well and move to a second level. Don't pray, God, if you are God, give me a husband. God, if you are God, give me a job. God, if you are God, save me from this. No. We need to go a step further and not higher. We have to have prayers that are daring. He says, if you are Jesus, save yourself and save us. Guess what Jesus does to such prayers? He blue ticks such prayers. He didn't do anything. He never answered. He never spoke to the thief. He never said anything to him. Not because he had nothing to say, but because such prayers are presumptuous prayers. You don't say, if I'm God already, you are doubting my power. I am God if I'm silent. I am God if I move. I am God even if you don't see me. I am God in the darkness. So you have to accept that I'm God, though I'm not answering your prayer. So the other thief takes it up and says, wait a minute, I know this bread. I know how this bread is buttered. And he says unto him, don't you fear, God, that we are in the same situation. And then he turns around and he says, Lord, I don't care that I am dying. I don't care I'm nailed on the cross. All I pray is that you remember me when you come in your kingdom. Friends, I know you are struggling. I know you are in trouble. I know fees hasn't been paid. I know rent is due. But even if you are on the cross, take your faith higher. Lord, remember me. All I need him to do is that he must remember me. He has to remember me. As though that was not enough, they broke his legs. And as they broke his legs, it meant that the church had no leadership. It meant that the church, no one was going to lead the church. Remember, later the scripture will say, lead us not into temptation. How does he lead when his legs are broken? How does he lead when he's dead on the cross? Pastor Mabuya, help us out on that one.
Last night I'm sitting with my daughter. She's 9 years. It's after the service, and she looks bored. And I want something to engage her. And I'm saying to her, take all the cushions from the sofa and couches and build a tower. She's confused, and she takes the cushions, she starts picking them up one after another. So as she starts, there's some stability. But the higher she goes with take. Right. And at some point I had to help, but there's no balance, there's no stability, and they fall back on the couch. And I'm saying to her, do it again. Do it again, and she does it again. At some point she wants to get discouraged, but I'm saying to her, do it again. And she starts to rebuild the Tower of Babel. And she builds that tower with the cushions, and she does it 3 times after they fell twice. And after the 3rd time, she gets it, but at some point they fell off again. And I'm saying, do it again. Can you turn to your neighbor and say, neighbor, do it again. Do it again, neighbor. Neighbor, do it again. Do it again, neighbor. Do it again. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. It's not a year of giving up. Then I draw her back. Because this time around, she got it right. And I took a picture. They are standing, stable and unshaken. And I'm saying to her, come on my lap and tell me lessons you learned from this experience. Allow me to share them quickly with you. I'm turning 50 in about a year or so. And I've decided I have no time for preparing sermons, but to deduce sermons from my kids. And lesson number one, listen to this and follow it through. We are on the thing that says, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us. Lesson number one, she says, Daddy, I got it. Whenever you repeat something, you become better at it. And can I say something to the church? Repetition builds character. Repetition deepens expression. If you have to do it again, come church. Let's try this side. If you have to do it again, just do it again. And I'm saying, okay, what's the second lesson? And she says, the second lesson is nothing is impossible with God. She's massive. She's massive. She's just like this, tiny, but powerful. And she says, nothing is impossible with. I've come to tell you that whatever was difficult in 2025, 2026 is a different year. Don't compare it to the past year. 2025